Yes, and we're going to start with that bear, and the sight of that black bear soaking up the sun, splashing around the surf, surprised more than a few Destin beachgoers this weekend. Viral video captured the fascination of a lot of our viewers and around the world, frankly. WEAR's Yona Gavino live in the studio tonight. And Yona, wildlife experts say these beachgoers may have gotten a bit too close for their own good.
Bob, that's right. It was certainly a surprise for many families to see a bear that close to them. Wildlife experts told me today surrounding the animal snapping photos was maybe not the safest idea for everyone involved. The sight of the black bear splashing and bobbing through the waves quickly drew people in. You can see in the video people inched closer and closer as the animal took a dip and then scampered off.
It's really cool seeing animals out in the wild when you get the chance, but definitely keep your distance.
Kennedy Brinkley with Emerald Coast Wildlife Refuge understands the fascination, but cautions about getting too close to wild animals.
I was definitely very concerned for the citizens and how they interacted with the bear. You know, people were corralling the animal, getting very, very close to it. It's a wild animal. You don't know how it's going to interact with you. Even if it's a young animal versus an adult, you don't know how they're going to interact. So we just always tell people to keep their distance.
The organization rehabs and releases injured Florida wildlife like these possums. It has its own black bear, Albert, who was a resident at the Emerald Coast Zoo.
Albert here is definitely an adult bear, so definitely larger in size in comparison to the bear that we saw out in Destin. I would say, not knowing a whole lot, but probably a yearling or 2 to 3 years old, it was definitely a smaller bear.
Emma Busey believes the black bear at the beach wandered in from the Eglin property. She showed us a black bear skull.
These front teeth look very intimidating, and there's a big, fear of black bears in our community, but really they're the best bear species to share our space with. They're really big chickens. About 80% of their diet is pretty much plants or insects.
Signs along the road remind people to watch for bears, now sharing their habitat with ours.
There's a lot of roads that they have to cross in Florida overall. That's a good area for them to avoid roads. So 87 is one of those big roads that they would have to cross in that area, and it just is to try and get drivers aware that maybe don't go so fast.
The organization said they did get a couple of calls for that black bear, but it's not really an animal that they handle. Instead, if there's a nuisance animal or wildlife, say in your backyard, you are asked to call the Florida Fish and Wildlife Hotline. Live in the studio, Yona Gavino, WEAR News.